Well, ladies and gentlemen, buyers, good morning and a very warm welcome to what is sure to be another very special Harcourts Rata and Co Auctioneer number 2, Amalfi Place in EPPING. My name is Robert Ozzimo and I proudly represent the company of Harcourts Rata and Co. Joined here today by some of my award-winning team in blue, the best in the business. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Lou or Ilya Menkonoski. Inside we have Daniel Taylor and of course out here Vally, Razko, who no doubt you've met throughout the marketing campaign. Buyers, let me share with you the following announcements which in place have you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. Rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in 30 to 90 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything's in there, everything is quite clear. So buyers, is with my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. A home of enormous proportions here in a tightly held pocket in central EPPING, where we've got access to absolutely everything that you need for a grand lifestyle. Parkland as close as the end of the street, walking distance to shopping, restaurants, cafes, transport, schooling, all within easy reach. Add to that, as I said, a home of grand proportions, an immense floor plan incorporating formal living zones, large informal living zones, huge bedrooms, 6 in total, and of course plenty of room for the family, not only for today but also for the family to grow into. Immaculately presented, immaculately maintained by the current owner. What a unique opportunity, what a rare chance to get in, not only to get into this tightly held pocket but to do it in absolute style. So buyers, if you and your family would like to get the salt sticker on that board at the end of this auction, now is your time to reserve that right. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for 2 Amalfi? Who'd like to start us off, buyers? I don't mind the course. Start me where you like. I'm in your hands. Where can I see a start? Had my say by. Where was that? 800. A bit light on, but I'll go with you, sir, at 850 now.
962.
At 962, and that's a better start at 962. At 962,000, fairly been offered now at 962, perhaps round me off to 1. At 962,000. At 962,000, fairly been offered now at 962 the bid. At 962,000, fairly, can I say 970? Can I say 1 million, sir? It's your first bid, make it count. Make it a statement bid. At 962, at 980 now, at 980, and we'll go along there at 980. The bid's behind against you at 90 now, if you like, at 980,000, or perhaps round me off to 1 now. At 980,000, at 1? At 980 I have, sir. At 90 now, at 990, at 1,000,002 now. At 1,000,002 at 2 on the mill now, 1,000,002 and the bid's behind at 1,000,002. At 10.02 now, at 1,002,000, the bid's behind against you, sir. At 1,002,000 now, first call at 1,002, are we done? At 1,002,000, second call. At 1,010,000 now. At
1,018,000.
At 18 now, at 1,018,000. Testing my maths here today, sir, at 1,018,000. I appreciate you calling out the full bid. At 1,018,000. At 1,018,000 now. At 1,018,000, the bid's back behind at 1,018,000 now. How about 1,030,000 in the rise? At 1,018,000, fairly been offered now at 18 on the mill. Bids there against you, 1,018 now the bid. At 1,018,000. I won't take 2, make it at least 25. Can I say 1,025,000? At 30 now, 30's better. At 1,030,000.
37.
At 37. At 40. At 1,000,000.
62.
At 62, sir?
Yes.
At 1,062,000. At 1,062,000. At 65, I'll take it. We're on the market. We sell here today at 1,065,000.
1.1.
At 80 here, I have 80 here, 1,080,000. At 1.1 now, 1,100,000. At 1.1, we're on the market. We sell. Make absolute. At 27 now, 1,127. At 1,127 the bid. At 1 million. At 30, 1,130,000. At 130 on the mill. At 1,130,000. At 130,000 on the mill, on the market and selling now. At 50 now, 1,150. At 55, at 1,155. At 155 on the mill now, 1,155,000.
1,162.
At 1,162. At 5, 1167. At 1167 now. At 1,167,000 at 167 on the mill. We're on the market. We sell. Was that 72? At 1172. At 1172 now. At 1,172,075 at 1175. At 11 3/4. At 1,175,000. If you've come to buy, you must bid me now. If you ever hold your peace, we are selling at 1.2 now. At 1,200,000. Back to even money now. At 1.2 the bid. We're on the market. We sell. If you've come to buy, show me now. We sell away. 1.2 the bid. At 1,201. At 1,201. And 2 at 1,203 and 5 now at 1,205. At 1,205,000. At 1,205,000 fairly been offered now at 1,205 the bid at 205 from the mill. At 1,205. At 1,205,000 we sell away now once at 1,205 all done.
1,245,000.
At 45 at 1,245 big bid 1,200,000. Don't let it ski off, so it's just a big bid. You can make 1, 2 and 1. At 46, at 1,246, at 1,246, big bids buy property at 50 now. Where was 50? Here at 50, 1,250 now. At 1 1/4, at 1,250,000 bids back with you, keys back with you, sir. At 1,250 now. At 1,250,000 fairly been offered now. At 1,250 the bid at 1 1/4 now. First call 1,250 done.
1,251.
At 1,251 now. At 2, at 1,252, at 1,252, at 252 on the mill now, 1,252 the bid. At 1,252,000 fairly been offered. We are on the market. We sell at 3 at 53, at 4, at 1,254 now. At 1,254,000. How about take me to 60? At 1,254,000 fairly been offered now.
Strengthen our position.
At 5, at 1,255, at 1,255 now. At 1,255 the bid. At 1,255,000. We're on the market. We sell 1,255 once at 1,2 at 5.6 now at 1,256. At 7 now, 1,257. At 1,257,000. Bid back here. Keys back here. Opportunity still with you. Are we done here? At 1,257. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. At 1,257,000. We're on the market. We sell. We're definitely done over here, sir. Thank you very much for your bidding. At 1,257. Bids here. Keys are here. We sell once at 1,257. Done.
1,260.
At 1,260 now, 1,260,000. I thought there was another number after that, Vally, at 1,260 now. At 62, and there's the other number. At 1,262 the bid. At 1,262. At 5 at 1,265. At 1,265 the bid, fairly been offered now at 1,265. How about 7.2, sir? You love the 7s and 2s, let's put them together. And we'll just bypass that and go straight to 80, why not? At 1,280 the bid. At 1,280,000, fairly been offered. 1.3 might just get it done for you. 1,280 in the bid. Here, the keys are here. The opportunity with you won't be for long because we do play for keeps. We are on the market. We do sell here today. 1,280 the bid. First call at 1,280 all done. Second call 1,280,000 done and finished.
1,281.
At 1,281 small bid, easy to beat. At 8.2 now, at 1,282 the bid. At 3 at 1,283 at 4. At 1,284. At 1,284 and 5 now. At 6 at 1,286 the bid now. At 1,286,000 fairly been offered. Can't buy like that, sir. Only like this. We're so close. At 1,286 the bid's here. He's bid big the whole time. Now he's down to ones. Cause for optimism. Push on. One big bid might just get it done for you now. 1,286,000. The bid's here. The keys are here. They can be in your pocket though if you want. A bid is what's required. 1,286. The bid's here. Keys here. Once
1.29.
at 129, at 290 on the mill now, at 290,000 on the mill now, 1.29, 1,290, at 1290 now the bid, at 1,290,000 now seeking instructions at 129. How about take me to 13 at 1.29 the bid, at 290,000 on the mill, bids there, gangster cart 290, at 1,290,000 on the market selling once at 1,290 done, twice. At 1.295 now, at 295 the bid, at 1,295,000 and 1.3 beckons now at 1,295, at 295,000 on the mill and 1.3 and we got there in the end at 1.3, at 1,300,000, at 1,300,000 even money now at 1.3 the bid, at 1,300,000 fairly been offered at 1.3. We're on the market, we sell once at 1.3 at 10. At 301, got it the wrong way around at 1301 now. At 1301 now the bid. At 1,301,000, bid back here, keys back here for 1. At 1,301,000, we sell away now. Once at 1301, all done.
One more.
At 1 more and 2. At 302. At 1,302 and 1 more again. At 303.
3 p.m. Don't worry.
I haven't got till 3 p.m, so I've got to be around the corner at 15 at 1303, but I'm here with you for as long as it takes, I promise you that, at 1,303,000. At 1,303,000, fairly been offered, bids here, keys here, 1303.
1333, like $300 more.
No. At 1,303 the bid. I'll take 1, sir. 1304. At 1305. At 1,305. At 1,305,000. Fairly been offered now. 1305 the bid. At 1,305. Bids here. Keys here. And 6 at 1,306. 10 if you like, sir. Can I say 10? 12? 7 at 7. We'll go in ones at 1307. And 8 at 10. At 1310, at 1,310,000, bid back there now, 1310 the bid, on the market and selling, bids there, keys there, once at 13, at 1,313 and 14 or 15, at 15 now at 1315, at 1,315,000, at 1,315,000, hard fought here. Big contest for the keys. We have to sort it out. You can't live together. 1315. The bid's there. Well, it is a big house. You probably could come up with some arrangement. At 1,315,000. The bid's there. The keys are there. Opportunity with you. We sell once at 1315. All done. Twice at 1,315,000. Done and finished. Bowing out with grace, sir. Third, final call, $1,305,000 a bid, all done, finished, silent out. Can I just confirm the bid one last time? 1305? At 1,305,000. At 15, I thought I was wrong, 1315. At 1315 and the bid's there. At 1,315 the bid, 1,315,000. First call, second call, third and final call at 16 now. At 1,316 now. At 1316 the bid. At 1,316,000 fairly been offered now. 1316. At 1,316,000. How about 20? It's got those keys back for 1 after bowing out at 1316. He's back at 500. 1316 and a half, sir. At 1316 and a half. At half at 1317. At 1317 the bid. At 317 on the mill. At 1,317,000. At 500, 17 and a half. At 17 and a half in the bids there. 18. At 18. At 1,318. At half now at 318 and a half. At 318 and a half on the mill and the bids there. 20, sir? No. 1,318 and a half. Fairly been offered now. Bids there. Keys there. Once. Twice. Third. Final call. 1,318,500. All done, all finished. All silent and out at 1,318,500. We're definitely done now, sir.
Okay, 19.
At 19. At 20. At 1,320,000. I wish my wife was as easy as you to convince her. At 1,320,000, bid back there, back against you. At 1,320,000 now. At 1,320,000 now, fairly been offered at 1,320 the bid. At 1,320,000, fairly been offered. Bid there, keys are there. Well and truly on the market. Well and truly selling here today. 1,320 the bid. We sell away now once at 1,320. Done. Twice at 1.32, done, finished, third, final call, 1,320,000, all done, finished, silent out, definitely done. Thank you very much for your spirit of bidding here today. So at 1.32, we are selling. So congratulations and well bid. Please join me congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts, Rata and Co auction. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. See you again soon. Thank you.
It's a good area.
Thank you, sir.
I apologise.
That's okay.
My wife wants to know me to go to 1-1. I said, let's bring him some heart attack. I don't care.
Appreciate the participation. Thank you.
Coolest bidder we've had for a while.
Congratulations. Well bid. Well done.